In Massachusetts. I'm Bob Lee here with Dan Castle, and we have a South match for us today. We have Mike Nardone averaging 113 on the season. On the outside looking in with the 11th place in the playoff hunt against Newcomer Duncan MacDougall. He subbed for Aaron St. Cyr earlier this year. Mike will be bowling first. Duncan is the home bowler, and when you guys are ready, go for it. Dan, why don't you take the play-by-play? Give us the format.
Well, thank you, Bob. I'm glad to be here with you and with these two bowlers who are friends of ours and fun to watch. So today, the format, as always in the ACST matches, the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, is the bowlers will be bowling 5 games, 5 frames or boxes at a time. Mike Nardone is starting on the right-hand side, so after he completes his 5 boxes, Duncan will come up and bowl 5 on lane 18. Then they'll switch to lane 17, starting again with Mike and finishing with Duncan. So it looks like Mike had... Oh, okay, we had a false start there. We're actually starting on 17. So that was just an extra practice ball for Mike.
It didn't register it, so we're over there.
And here we go. Now we're officially underway, and Mike is on the 2 pin, but takes 8. Has a nice leave, the 6 and a 10 pin with some wood in front of it. There's a possibility that wood will deflect the ball to the gutter, but it should work, and it does. And Mike starts off with a spare. It's always fun bowling with Mike and Duncan. Mike is sort of what I call the perpetually smiling bowler, and Duncan is the perpetually enthusiastic bowler. Mike fills his spare with a 6, has a 4 horseman right, the Rick Kamrowski special. Little wood behind the head pin, and he takes a messenger off the left wall, and it comes over and takes out the 10 for spare number 2 for Mike Nardone. Mike making sure there's no residue on the ball before he throws the next one on the fill. So he's a 16 after the first box, 26 plus this ball, which is another 8 with a makeable spare, so he's a 34 after 2 boxes. He's off to a great start here.
Tough angle on that one there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bob. There's the wood's out there a little bit, and but not a problem for Mike Nardone. 3 marks in a row.
3 in a row.
Putting some early pressure on Duncan. And I'm now logged into the comments, and he's Mike's on the 2 pin again, takes out 6. I'm sorry, I'm doing my math backwards. He's left with a 3, 6, 10, and a 7 pin over on the left. Wood in front of the triple. And he does it again. 4 marks in a row. Beautiful shot. So in the comments, I see Shannon Woods there. Shannon, I remember bowling with you in Natick. And yes, this is Millis. This is Ryan's Family Amusements in Millis. Great place to bring your family. And Mike's got a 6 in the fill, so he's 50 after 3 boxes, 66 after 4. He's got the diamond right. Hit that right, and he'll have 5 marks in a row. Let's see. And he does. He makes it look easy. That sets him up at the end of 5 with 76 pins and a ball. Potential 86 half if he gets a strike in the next frame.
Didn't even think about it.
Now Duncan is up. He's looking at the scoreboard, looking like, wow, I got to go up against 5 in a row. Off on a 6 pin to start, but he gets a little bit of a break. Takes out 3. This is a makeable spare. You got to hit it in the pocket, but it can go. I've made it. And Duncan's awful close. So he'll be opening the first box.
That one's called
Hi, Bob Brown. Hi, Corey Alecci. Hi, Margaret. I see all of you here.
Strike Bowl.
And an 8-box for Duncan to start the match.
All right, man, come on, radio. Right up top.
So he's behind early by 8 pins, but it's only the first box for him. But up against a mark in every box so far. On the 3-pin, gets some good action. He's throwing at 33 miles an hour, and he's left with a 1, 2, 4, and 8-pin. And he picks it up nice and neat.
Ball.
36 out.
Ball. Do it again. There it is. There it is.
36 miles an hour out of the hand on that one.
Yeah, Duncan's got one of.
3.5.
He's got a great ball. Gets a lot of speed on it, and a lot of action on this ball. On the head pin,
Come on, you
a little full.
This one will go. Lee.
Gets a spread eagle minus the 7 pin, so that's a tough mark to make. Gets on a 3, and he just about gets it. That's about as good as you can hit that.
Good bowling.
2 pins standing.
All right, come on.
And a 9-box.
Bring back at it. Bring
So
back
Duncan
at it.
is 32 after 3. And for comparison, Mike was 50 after 3. First ball again on the 3-pin, and he's left with a 1, 2, 4, and 9-pin. It's got some wood. I think the wood could help. It's flatter than I'd like it. It's probably more optimal if it's leaning against him, but it's not bad. Takes 2 pins. He's off to the side, and you got one out in front.
I have to take that pin out.
Steve, I got a pen.
And we're calling for a pin removal because this one is out of play. Shannon, I'm not sure when Justin Waters is bowling next.
Mic check here.
And so is my mic good here?
Your mic is good.
Okay,
Mine is
good. Okay, so to answer your question, Shannon, I don't know when Justin is bowling next.
Who cares?
And Mike says, who cares about Justin? So that's something I think we want to work on more, is having a schedule that we put out in advance.
That would be great.
Because everybody wants to see me bowl and nobody knows when I am. So, forget all you guys.
Yeah.
And he's on the 10 attempt, and he gets a 10. It's a 42. Now, to be honest, the reason that most people want to watch me bowl is for the comedy rather than for the bowling.
Oh, that's what I enjoy about it. I love good color commentating.
Well, you're not getting that here. All right, Duncan on the box 5. And he's right through the 2-pin. He gets a half Worcester plus a couple pins. So
Where do you want it goes, though?
it can go. Get in the pocket. Put it in the pocket. Little full on the head pin.
Come on, give me 3. Give me 3, yeah.
So he picked up 2 more. And he has a 2-pin on each side split. Picks up just 1 for a 7-box. So after the halfway point in the game 1 of 5, Mike Nardone, who's coming up, has 76 plus a ball, and Duncan MacDougall's at 49. So Mike comes up. So far, he has a mark in every box. 76 on the ball, whatever this ball is. And he's getting some action. He gets 5 in the fill, despite being off on a 3-pin. So that closes out the half with an 81. 4 horsemen left, plus a 5. And Mike finally has an open box. Just picks up 2. Let's see if he can remain perfect. And he does. So a 10-box. Mike Nardone is at 91 after 6 boxes. He's having a very, very good game right now. Very solid. In a pocket and takes out everything but the 7-pin. Just one to shoot at for another spare.
That's ready to go clean. Almost hit it too.
And he misses. He is human. He finally missed a shot.
Yeah, practice the next one. Come on. Still counts.
And Mike is no longer perfect for this game. He's 100 after 7 and has left 1 pin standing. Getting a lot of encouragement from his opponent, Duncan. The guys are having a lot of fun in this match. He's in the left pocket and has a nice little split there on the side. He's definitely bowling above his average right now. Mike has a 113 average in the ACST. Duncan's at 111. And another spare, number 6 in this match.
Who's this guy?
So that puts him at 110 plus a ball at the 8th box. That was a beautiful spare. And for the fill, he drops a bomb. That makes 7 marks in this game. So he's at 120 after 8. And in the 9th box, 130 plus 2 balls. Some outstanding bowling from Mike Nardone. On the first fill ball. Are we going to see a double? Almost. Almost a double. So he took everything but the 10 pin. He's got a little wood in front of it. If he stays out of the gutter, he's got another spare. And he does. So Mike Nardone has hit 8 out of 10 boxes have been a mark. Right now, in the 10th box, he's at 150 plus a ball. And a 5 fills, so that's a 155 for Mike Nardone. An excellent first game. And Duncan knows what he's got to do to catch him. He needs 106 pins in his second half to catch Nardone. That's not too bad. Anybody can do that, right?
That's 499 today.
So here goes Duncan. First ball, box 6. He's in the left pocket a little light. Takes out 6. He's left with the 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Piece of wood on the left is probably immaterial. But he comes in, picks up a spare.
Come on, run the side. Run the side. Here we go.
When you're in this situation where your opponent has gone absolutely nuts on you, you know the odds are against you, but you want as many pins as you can because total is the most important. And Duncan drops 9 for his fill. That puts him at 68 at the 6th box. And I mentioned the format being 5 games, 5 boxes at a time. The bowlers are accumulating points for their, and then Duncan with another spare, 78 plus a ball. The bowlers are all accumulating points toward playoff standings. We're coming down to the end of the season. For each game that a bowler wins, they receive 2 points, 4 points for total, so there's a potential 14 that can be won in each game, or in each match. 8 fill for Duncan. 86. And he's got 8. He's got the 3 and the 10. Making a bid on it, and he gets it. Nice shot.
He's like 155, so what? That boy, kid.
You're seeing a great game here. Duncan's making a big effort to come back against that 155 that Nardone just threw. And he has a Caleri left, 5 in a fill, and he's at 101 after 8, and at this point in the game, Nardone was at 120. He needs... He doesn't make it. Mike Nardone will definitely win the first game. And a nice 10 box for 111 at the 9th box.
Here we go.
Blow me out early.
Yeah.
And if you didn't hear him, Duncan said he's not giving up early. He's not going to let that happen. Nice first ball off on the 3-pin. Gets some nice action on that, and he has the 1 and the 4 left. Some wood that might be helpful. And just clips the wood, only takes the head pin.
Almost right.
The 120. Plus 11.
And with that 10 bucks, Duncan MacDougall closes at 121. Throws a 121 and loses the string by 34 pins. You don't see that all the time. Excellent first game. Great bowling from both guys. So in the standings right now, in the A Division South, Mike Nardone is in 11th place overall, and Duncan's in 13th. Mike, before this match, had 85 points in the win column, and he won 11 in the loss column. Duncan 79 and 131. So now we're going to see Mike Nardone trying to repeat that excellent game. And he starts with a ball on the right in the pocket, takes out everything but the 5 and the 8. Very makeable spare. He goes for the wood and he takes it that way. That worked. He starts with another mark. So 11 boxes have been bowled so far, and only 2 open frames and 1 pin left on the deck. Mike was my teammate one summer in the summer league. We had an absolute blast all summer. He's a lot of fun to bowl with, a lot of fun to watch, and just an awesome personality. And does not get the spare. Fills the spare in the first box with a 7, so he's 17 after 1. And just the 6-pin standing. And no longer, so 27 after 2 boxes. He's off on the 2-pin, but gets a decent leave.
Oh, yeah. It's all yours.
So he's got the 1-3-6, and goes off onto the 3-pin, leaves the head pin alone.
That would almost work for you. Ain't no better time right now.
And he picks up that single pin, so a 10 box,
Anyways, you didn't want to
37 after 3. Slowed down a little bit, but he's still taking every pin. Every pin is gone except for 1, and 1 box he had a 9. Nice ball, right on the head pin.
Oh, that's a good ball.
It's left with a check mark left. Call it the check mark. We've got 3 and then another pin off to the side, so that's the 2, 4, 5, 7. On the object.
Why not?
And gets some late action for another mark. And at the pins, the radar is showing Mike at about 27, 28 miles an hour. Not quite as fast as Duncan, but very accurate. He's in the left-hand pocket, picks up 9 in the fill. That gives him 56 after 4. And the 6-pin stands alone for 1 pin to shoot after a spare. No problem. And Mike Nardone sits down with 66 and a ball in the first half of the second string. So he is on fire today. Now,
Mike's 10th spare already with 15 boxes.
yeah, and he's left 1 pin standing. That's it. The whole time. And Duncan starts out with a spread eagle.
3 at a time.
I sometimes call that getting the bird. And right through the hole again, so a second head pin hit in a row. Unfortunately, the head pin wasn't there anymore. So typically you want to go 3 and 3 on this. It's really tough to spare. And so he settles for a 7 box to start. So after 1, it's 17-7 in favor of Nardone. Duncan's shaking it off. And he's off a little bit to the left. Comes in on the 4 pin and takes out everything but the 1-3-10 with some wood behind the 3. Hit the head pin, put it in that pocket, and that should be gone. And he's just misses a head pin by, couldn't have been more than a quarter of an inch. Picks up just 2 of the 3. And now he's got the head pin. That would have taken it. 17 after 2 boxes. So now that Duncan is wearing an ACST t-shirt, he's traded in his trademark Hawaiian shirts that he usually bowls in. Dropped 6 on the first ball in box 3. 4 horsemen left. The left-handed Rick Kamrowski special. And there it is. Mark in the 3rd for Duncan. 27 after a ball. If he gets a strike, he ties it up. And he's off on a 3 pin. He needs to find a head pin. He's been off a bit here. And just fills with 4 for a 31 after 3. He's up against 2 marks here. Nardone marked in the 4th and 5th box. And Duncan threw it in the lake.
Get out of there.
Now you just want to get a bunch. It doesn't have to be 10. It'd be nice to get 10, but you don't want to do that again. And Duncan goes off to the left, settles for a 6 box. 37 after 4 to Nardone's 56 after 4, and he's up against another spare. Nice first ball. Comes in on the left pocket. Left the 3 and the 10 pin. Piece of wood in between them. 1 went in the gutter. And there it is, another spare for Duncan. He sets down with 47 in the ball.
I see that coming. Sorry, Steve.
So I've never seen anybody hit the return twice in 1 ball. And he clears a pin successfully this time. Picks up the ball that got stuck down there. And now we're ready for Mike Nardone on lane 18. Both bowlers hit a spare in the 5th box. Nardone is at 66 plus a ball.
Oh, I hate spreading. It's two already.
And here we go. First ball in the 2nd half. Nardone is in the pocket.
Come on!
And is it going to be 10?
Oh, he hit it 3, 4 times.
Oh, almost. That pin got hit 3 different ways, but still stood up. But it's a 9 ball, or a 9 fill for 75 at the half, and another spare for Nardone. He's bowled 16 boxes, and he has 12 spares. 12 spares. You
I 11.
got 11?
11 spares and a strike.
Oh, okay, 11 and a strike. 12 marks. Well, let's make it another 9 fill. They all go falling down except for the kingpin. The 5 pin stayed standing. That gives Mike 94 after 6. And why not another spare for Nardone? Spare in the 7th, 104 plus a ball. He's putting on a clinic here.
Now he's got 12 spares.
12 spares and a strike in 17 boxes. Oh, and he got snake bit that time.
Oh, you're going to cut it right into the wood. See what happens. What's up? You're going to cut it right into that wood. Oh, yeah. Go. Slice it over.
Steve Reno's here giving bowling advice. Some coaching. He coaches me quite a bit. Great effort. He almost got that. 108 after 7. And just a 7-pin left for a 10 bucks. And he hits the wood in the gutter.
2 pins he's left up. 2 pins he's left up.
He so far is all but 2 have fallen in the first 2 games. 117 after 8. Off on the 3-pin, gets some good action, but he's got a tough one here. The 1-7-8-9, he's got some wood there. If you hit the head pin just to the left, I think, Bob. Just to the left of the head pin, carry into the wood.
Yeah.
That'll be the way to do it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh!
He didn't. Oh, the darn.
Carry the head pin around the 9-pin. And here comes young Matt Taylor, one of the bowlers in the C division, who's having a pretty good year. I have a match coming up with Matt as my final match of the season. And I'm looking for revenge because he beat me the first time. And Nardone leaves 3 pins standing, a 9 box for a 126 after 9. And a little bit of a scoring problem. The camera didn't see the pin, the third ball. There we go. 126 after 9. So an outstanding start from Mike Nardone. And that was a great ball. That looked like a strike all the way down. 5-7-10, or 5-8-10. I'm sorry, 5-8-10. And he cut it over. That's how you do that, folks.
Oh, that was so fun.
Mike Nardone is making us a training film here. You want to know how to make certain shots? Watch the recording of this. This is amazing. On the fill. He's off on the 3-pin, but drops 5.
141.
And a 141 second game. 155 in the first, 141 in the second.
296. You didn't get
296 after 2. And what I can say is I'm glad it's Duncan bowling against Mike and not me. Incredible. 296 after 2 strings here.
the winning triangle.
Another game like that, and you'll see a 400 triple.
Come on down.
And Duncan on his fill drops 9. That gives him 56 at the half. And just a single pin, the 4-pin standing. And he's in there. 2 marks in a row for Duncan MacDougall. 66 in a ball at 6. He's going to want a strike or 2 in here, I think, to catch, if he wants to catch him. But he's really putting on a valiant effort here. And Duncan goes for a re-rack.
I don't think I want to shoot that.
All right. The pins are back. And here comes the ball. Beautiful ball. Should have been a strike. 5-pin stays, so a 9 fills 75 after 6. Duncan, or Mike was 94 after 6, so Duncan's got a lot of work to do here. Why not another mark? That's 3 in a row for Duncan. These pins are flying here today. That gives Duncan 85 plus a ball. Nardone is spared in his box and was at 108 in the 7th box.
He's got 8 spares.
And a 6th fill. 91 after 7 for Duncan MacDougall. And he's left with a left check mark. And here we go.
Get it.
And And is that going to go? It's going to touch it. No. Good effort. Left the 5-pin. And a 10 box. 101, 101 after 8 to Mike Nardone's 117 after 8.
Still tie this up.
So he needs 40 pins to tie, 41 to win, and as you might have heard Steve Reno in the back, he needs a strike spare or spare strike. Well, there's a
Run down. We'll make it.
There's a Cleary left, 4 horsemen plus a 9-pin. Needs a spare. And he goes. And quite colorful expression of his frustration. There we go. That's an 7 box, 108. Okay, so Nardone will win this one, even with a triple strike.
Come on. All right. Erase it.
Okay, that's a triangle left. He's got some wood. Is moving out from in front. I think if he hits the red line on that, it might drive it back. Red line or right. Who needs wood?
Oh, what a shot.
Makes a spare without touching the wood, goes right around it. Gives him 118 plus a ball. Nardone will win with 141. But Duncan's putting on a pretty good show himself. On the 3-pin, 3 fill.
121.
Another 121 for Duncan MacDougall. So far, Mike has won both for games with 155 and a 141 for a 296 total for 2. And
On the mark count, I'm starting to lose track. You had 3 in the first and then like 4 in that one.
so Bob's coming up with a mark count right now.
Oh, yeah, you have 9 overall.
Nardone is starting us in game 3. And looked like it was going to be a 5-7-10 split, but
Oh my goodness.
now we've got just a 7-pin.
Zero 121.
And what's our mark count look like, Bob?
It's
Well, there's another one.
that would be the 14th spare plus a strike.
So Nardone, coming into box number 21 of this match, has 14 spares and a strike.
Yeah.
So, fill ball for the second box. He's on the head pin. Drops 8. Parks a convenient piece of wood behind the 6-pin. So that's 18 after the first box. And a little far to the left takes just the wood out.
Right back. Still counts, yeah.
And a 10 box. So that puts Mike Nardone at 28 after 2. In total, through the first 2 strings, Nardone's at 296, Duncan MacDougall at 242. Very respectable. But Nardone has a 54-pin lead. And he takes out 6 to start. We have a comment on the feed that maybe we should check Mike's balls. Is he going to do it? Oh,
Almost outside.
almost makes a trick shot.
Oh, it's like
Now it's just the 6-pin standing alone. And he gently puts it to the side. Don't want to hurt those pins too much. 38 after 3 for Mike Nardone. And in the left-hand pocket,
That was so cool.
everything but the 10-pin. You won't see too many more friendly competitions than this. The guys are having a blast together. And Mike just misses. Everybody's encouraging each other. And misses a spare, but picks up the 10, 48 after 4. And again, in this string, he has a left to pin standing.
Finally, he's going to throw for
On the head pin, 2, 4, 7, and 6. Some wood there. If he can move that wood over, he's got a shot at this one.
How about it? He's got it!
Oh, no. Didn't go.
He got tangled up in the wood.
Going to be open in the 5th box. And a 10 box, 58 through 5, with every pin down. So here comes Duncan. Duncan's bowling quite well, 121 in both strings, but he has a 54 pin deficit in total, so he wants to chip away at that. Needs to make some big shots here. In the pocket. And just the 4 pin standing. There's a piece of wood beside it and a piece of wood in front of it.
There you go.
All gone. Spare to start.
Absolutely. I was so worried. It was there for a reason.
So both bowlers spared in the first. Mike filled with 8. And Duncan's in a pocket again.
Okay.
Oh, okay, your turn.
Doesn't go the way he wants to do, but it has a 7 fill, so this is the 5, 9, 10. Oh, just slightly to the left. He was trying to sweep it to the right by hitting the left side of the 5 pin, and he just missed. This time he caps the wood, creates a lot of action, and has a 9 box for 26 after 2. Nardone's at 28 after 2, and he's open all the way through, so but all 10s. So a spare or 2 puts Duncan ahead in this string. He's off on the 6 pin. Drops 3. He's got 2 rows there of row 4 and row 3. And picks up the back row. Now he's left with the 4 horsemen left. And drops 2 of them for an 8 box. That gives him 34 after 3. Down 4 pins from Nardone's total after 3. First ball in the 4th box. In the pocket, a little light. Takes out 5 standing. And misses the object pin, just takes out the back 2. And right now going for the 2, 4, 7. And picks them all up. 10 box, 44 after 4. Down 4 pins in completed frames to Mike Nardone. If he can pick up a mark here, he can go ahead. Bounces it in the pocket. 7, 8, 10. He's got to make something come off the wall here if he wants to do this. He's got to study it carefully, figure out which side he wants to go. Do you want to go to the left? Do you want to go to the right? The wood on the right is further out. If you hit the left side, you're going to make 3 pins move around. He's got a powerful ball, and if he hits it just right, he can make things move a lot. It's going for the right. And all it takes out is the 8 pin.
Come out of the gutter. Might have done something.
Tough call. Now he's going on the left and settles for $9 for 53 after 5. So 58 to 53 after 5 boxes in the third string. We're at the midpoint of the match. Nardone has a 5-pin advantage, and he's coming up for box number 6. And again, so far, Mike has bowled a 155 and a 141. And he gets to show Duncan how to do this, because Duncan had this very same leave, the 5, 8, and 10. You got to hit the 5-pin and kick it over. Not like that. Put it in between. Now he's going for the 10. And now he's left 2 pins standing this string. So an 8 box, 66 after 6. Off on the 2-pin, but he gets some great action again. 1, 3, 6 is the leave. All in a row. Put it between the first 2 and you got a spare. Just like that. So 76 and a ball at the 7th box. And here we go with the field ball. Little falls. Spread eagle, our worst enemy. And Duncan's asking Mike to show him how to make it. No, not quite. Took 2 on the left. He's at 80 after 7. And picks up 3 more for $9, 89 after 8. 9 pins over par. Slow down a little from the 155, but that's tough to sustain. He's still bowling well. Light in the left-hand pocket, and he's left with a 7-10 split. Couple pieces of wood there, one right at the front of the deck, one over by the 10. Best bet, it seems to me, is to try to take something off the wall with a little bit left-hand side of that front wood. He hit it a little bit more toward the center. Takes out just a 10-pin. And a 10 box, 99 after 9 for Mr. Nardone. And Mike's very close to a 400 triple here. And that ball's in the pocket.
At least it wasn't a split.
And that's 6 pins. And Mike is now over 400 for this triple. And another spare. 109 plus a ball. And Duncan's given a lot of encouragement to Mike. Mike comes in for his fill ball, puts it in the left pocket, takes out 7. Is it going to be 8? 7. 116 for his third string.
Was it down? 7?
Yeah, it's a 7 box.
Yep, 116 then.
116.
And 16 spares.
And that is a 412 triple, folks. You don't see that every day. 412 for the triple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 splits.
Splits, fella. You got a 120.
6 splits counting the 7.
Wow. Look at how many pin hits I have.
That's a lot. That 8 and that.
And they're all adding up how many spares and pins left Mike had in his remarkable first 3 strings. Duncan, ball 1, a box 6, and he left the first half at 53. He was down 5 pins to Mike at that point in the game. He takes out 9, and he has the 2 pin left with some wood that may be helpful as guides. Not that helpful. So he's got an open box.
So a review of Mike's third string, although he struggled with a 116 after throwing, what was it, 296 in his first two,
And-
Duncan takes 10.
Yep.
He had 11 head pins. He had 11 racks with the spare fill. He had 6 splits. A 9 drop, an 8 drop, a 7 drop. The 6 drop at the end was also a head pin. They were all head pins.
And even when he wasn't, he was getting great action. Now Duncan in his in box 7,
Special.
he's at 63 after 6. He's only 3 pins behind Mike in this string so far, but he's up against a spare. So he needs to mark here. And he does, no problem at all. So that puts Duncan MacDougall at 73 plus a ball. Mike Nardone at this box is at 80. So a 7 fill ties it up. And that's a 9 fill, so Duncan will take the lead. He's at 82 after 7. He's up against an open frame here. And another mark for Duncan. 92 plus a ball. Mike's at 89 in this box. So Duncan's got the lead in the string so far. He's up against a 10 box and a 17 box. In the pocket. 7 for the fill, puts him at 99. But he's got a tough split here, the 2, 4, and the 6 pin. It's doable. I made it myself the other day. I know if I can, Duncan can. Goes a little light on the pin, but it dances around. It stays in front of the other 2. So just the 4 and the 6 remain. And he takes the 4. 9 box, 108. He needs 8 pins to tie, 9 to win. Does not need a spare. Nice ball to the left. He's got 8, and he has tied the string. Definitely wants any pins he can get to take away from that 54-pin total lead that Mike left in a second. And he goes wide.
Okay.
All right, well, come on, you can still get the point.
He needs a pin to win. No problem. There's 2 and a 118. So Duncan MacDougall will take game 3. 118 to 116.
I was going to fill that with a 3 anyway.
Another 21.
And Duncan threw a respectable 360 triple versus Mike's 412. So Mike has a 52-pin lead after 3 strings. Duncan was only able to cut into it by 2, but he did pick up 2 points. So in the point total right now, Nardone has 4 and MacDougall has 2. Game 4. Nardone off on the 3-pin. Takes out 4. He's left with a 1, 2, 7, 8, 10.
I think this is what Timmy Douglas did.
Oh, and he makes a great bid at that.
Easter classic for you.
The guys are commenting here that they think that Tim Douglas made that shot recently. And Tim, you're watching. Did you make that shot? Or was there another pin there? Mike makes a 10 out of it.
It wasn't the fullback, bro. There was 3 in the back. Yeah, there was 2.
It was the 7 on 10, I think.
Yeah, just 3 in the back.
Yeah. Come on, one of yous.
Mike's on the head pin.
Yeah, that was.
He's left with the 4, 7, 10, some wood. Don't know that it'll help, but it might. Falling outside. He tries for the cut.
That's all I can do, man.
Doesn't take out the 10. Made a great effort at that one again. And it's another 10 box, 20 after 2. So in total, I don't think Mike's left more than 5 pins.
Yeah, that 1-8 and 3 9s.
Yep.
Yeah, I did so.
I'm going to live.
Yeah, it is.
So if Mike doesn't mark, he makes a 10 pretty readily. There we go.
Oh, second strike.
And there's another strike for Mike Nardone.
Again, do it again.
Interesting way that it all fell. There's a back triangle and a 10, and then they just kind of swept to the right. Gives him 30 plus 2 balls after 3 boxes. And he's on the head pin for the first ball in the 4th box. Takes out 6. Check mark left. Just has to hit that front pin. He's all over it. 10 in the fill. 40 after 3. And a spare in the 4th. So 50 plus a ball.
Is it? Yeah, it's a good one. I hate triangles, but I like that one better. It's not a game, but at the same time, it's not. They're all together. Yeah.
This game is definitely not like a golf match. Nardone on the fill.
Looked painful, but
First ball in the 5th box. Nets 8 in the fill. And he has a 2 and a 10 for the leave. That's pretty when it goes, if you can tap the 2 over. He tapped it in the right direction, but it went behind the 10 pin. It's a tough shot. He's at 58 after 4. And a 10 box. All pins down in the first 5 boxes. 68 after 5 for Mike Nardone. A very good half. Now it's time for Duncan to come up on game 4, looking to not only win the string, but to chip into that 52-pin lead in total that Mike has. So he needs a big win. First ball. Threw it off into the wilderness, takes out the 6, 9, and 10. I used to do that so often, I called the 6 my own alternative head pin. But he makes a great effort. You really have to hit the left pocket for that to go. I speak from experience.
It's just a matter of time. Now it's like.
And a 9 box.
Whenever I let my first ball, if I'm on the 4 or 6, it's just because I use 6.
So 9 after 1. He's 1 pin behind Mike's first box. And a nice 9 drop. Just a 6 pin. So in the last box, his first ball was on the 6 pin, and now that's what's left. Not anymore. There's a spare for Duncan. Spare in the 2nd, 19 plus a ball.
he's struggling. He was subbing in on a team that somebody was injured on. Oops.
Oh, Tuesday's here.
No, Tuesday.
And Duncan's off on the 3 pin, but takes out 6 for the fill, and that gives him 25 after 2, so a 5 pin lead over Mike after in completed boxes, but Mike threw a strike spare in the next box. And Duncan clips off just the head pin off that 4 horsemen remaining.
I would go down and check first.
Yeah, you subbed one.
Looking for a 10.
Well, no, well, I did.
Yeah, that was on my team.
I drove all the way down there for them to cancel it. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he gets all 3.
It was Ray.
A little lucky there. He was light on the object pin, but it came off the wall, took off the 10. 35 after 3. He's down 5 pins in completed boxes to Mike. But he's up against another spare 8.
Here comes.
Great pocket hit on the left. The 3 and a 6 are the only pins left. And another mark for Duncan. Needs that one. Mike threw a spare 8 in this box. So Duncan's at 45 plus a ball. Really needs another mark to catch up. Off on the 3 pin, but gets pretty good results. With 9 in the fill, 54 after 4. Just the head pin standing. Only 1 pin to shoot at. And he goes wide. Wide to the left. But he picks up now for a 10 box, and we have a horse race in this string. 68 to 64 at the half. half. Only a 4-pin differential between the two.
All right. 14 spares and no strikes.
So halfway through game 4, Mike Nardone has 68, Duncan MacDougall 64. In total, after 3 again, Nardone has 412 for 3, and MacDougall has 360. In points, Mike has 4 points. He's won 2 strings. MacDougall has 2 points for winning the 3rd string. Here comes Mike Nardone, box 6 of game 4. On the 2-pin.
Head pin.
You know where it goes.
He did miss the head pin. He's got the 4 horseman right plus a 9-pin. And he's in. Oh, looked like he's in, but it didn't matter because he had a messenger pin come off from the right, take out the head pin for a spare in the 6. 78 plus a ball after 6 boxes. He's making those pins fly, and even when he's off a little bit, he's getting some great action that helps him out. In the pocket, and a 9 fill. So that gives him 87 after 6, now that we've closed that box out. It's going right at the pin, and he picks it up.
There's a guide there. That guide helped.
97 and a ball. Still no pins left standing in this game. Coming up on the fill ball. First ball in box 8. And he's getting some great late action again. Is that going to go? Well, it moved off spot quite a bit, but he's got a 6 fill. 103 after 7. He's got some tricky wood there to play with. Yep, he just wanted to. That one piece of wood is pointing right at him, but it's angled a little. Maybe if he had brushed it, it would have worked. I think that's what he was trying to do. Now he's going to cap it. And a 9 box. Now he's left a pin standing. 112 after 8 boxes. In box 9, first ball. On the 3-pin, he's left with 6 left. He took out 4. And that looks like the 1, 2, 4, 8, 5, 9. A little mini 3 horsemen instead of 4, and a triangle behind it. But just picked up 1. Wants to pick up a bunch here. And Mike this is a first bad box Mike's had in the entire match. 5 box gives him 117 at the 9th. So wants to mark out. On the 2-pin, takes out 6, and he's got 3 on the right, 1, 3, 6, and a 7-pin with some wood beside it.
That was the ball. But
Oh, and that looked like a perfect hit. Everything went flying toward the 7, but nothing hit it. And still goes around, so the 7-pin was stuck in position. Regardless, Mike Nardone closes out with a 126 in this string.
538
So 538 through 4 games completed. Now Duncan's coming up. He's looking at this carefully. He figures if he throws a 62 half, he's got a tie. And he just threw a 64 half, so he's got a shot at it. Now he's left with a very interesting leave here. I think that wood's going to come out. Yeah, that wood's definitely out.
It's about to hit the gutter.
And once again, young Matt Taylor comes out to take a look at it.
It's got to go.
It's like I want Matt to go touch me.
The pin was thinking about going to gutter, and poor Matt's getting a little teasing here.
18-year-old.
There we go. Now we get some applause. And if any of you look up on YouTube, recently Matt threw a 177 game Or what was it, a 189?
189.
Yeah, yeah. And Duncan found a way to miss all 3 pins. So, the wood did not help him there. Deflected the ball right through everything. So let's see what he picks up. He gets 8 box, 72 after 6. Nardone's at 87 after 6. And Duncan is up against another spare. He's going to need 2 spares in these next 4 boxes to catch him. And he can do it. So off on the 3 pin again. 1, 2, 8, 9. Some wood there that may be helpful. Got to hit the head pin, and there it goes. The 9 pin gave him a little heartburn for a moment, but it went. So he got one of his much needed spares here. 82 plus a ball after 7. And here he comes on his fill. Good ball. Not the greatest result. It was a good ball though. So 7 and a fill, 89 after 7 boxes, and the 4, 7, and 9 are left. That's tough. Tried to kick stuff off the wall, he did, and the ball too, and it all went in the right direction, but it didn't end up going. So it'll be open in the 8th box, and a 10 box. So that's big. That puts him in position. He's down 99 after 9. He needs 27 pins. So he needs a 10 and a spare 7. That's not the way to start that, though.
That's it. That's it.
He's in there. He's in there. Everything but the 5 pin goes. So he's got to pick this up and then a spare. If he misses it, then all right. He's got the 10. 109 after 9 to 117 after 9. So he's 8 pins down. And he's up against a 9 box, so he needs a spare 7 to tie a spare 8 to win. It's doable. He drops 8 on his first ball. The 6 and the 5 and the 6 are left with some wood there. This is a makeable spare. And it's made. So spare in the 10th, 119 plus a ball. And that means he needs 8 pins to win, 7 to tie. Great ball.
Oh no! Oh no!
And it's 6 pins in the fell. 125 string. A 1 pin loss.
Oh no!
So in the 4th string, Mike Nardone will win 126 to 125. A nail biter on that one, right down to the last ball. And in total, after 4, Nardone has 538 to Duncan MacDougall's 485.
High scoring right now. Let's keep it going. Yeah, let's keep it going. 6 all across. Come on.
Nardone has a 53 pin lead in total so far, and in point total, he's got 6 points to Duncan's 2. Nardone starts out
Oh my goodness!
with a strike.
Oh my goodness!
A slow motion strike. We need a score correction up there. Nardone is putting on a show today.
I'm like, all right, I can deal with a 2-pin, huh? Nope.
If he has a decent half, it's possible for Mike to be over 600 at the halfway point here. First ball in the fill.
That's gonna go.
And 8 so far. He's left with an inverted half Worcester, just the 2 and the 8. Some wood to the either side of those pins could be helpful. And And for Nardone, nothing's impossible. So another spare, 10 in the strike, 20 for his first box. Box number 3. First ball's a fill ball. And another strike.
Number 4 on the day.
I mean, score-wise, he's at 40 after 2 boxes. 50 plus 2 balls in the third box. I think this match is an instant classic right now. This is one to save.
I've been present for 2 of them.
Nardone's off to the left on the 2-pin.
It's 2 balls.
Even so, he got a little luck there. It wasn't a half Worcester, but he took out 4.
I think it was his, he had 640 that I watched down in spare time. How about
Almost.
9 on the fill, though?
9 in the fill. 59 after 3. And a 9 box. So a 68. So I can say it officially, as of 4 boxes, Mike is now over 600 with 6 boxes to go.
He's I believe 660 is his high 5.
He's got a good shot of that.
And that was this season.
All right, you got it out of your system. Yeah, right.
We were talking about before the
This
match.
wasn't a film. Yeah.
It was definitely during an ACST match this season.
So he took out 3 in his first ball and takes out
That's a wrap.
4 more. He's left with an inverted triangle. So a 5, 6, and 9. He's going to try for the wood. The wood doesn't do him any good. A 7 box, regardless. Nardone has 75 at the half.
That is not the.
So even with the 7, this is an excellent match.
I know you got 2 on 75. Yeah.
Come on, Duncan. Here we go, bud.
All right, Duncan looking to win another string. He's up against a 75 to start. This ball hooked just off the head pin. Cleary right. 4 horsemen right and the 8 pin.
Fine, I'll stay way over here.
Named in honor of Bob Cleary,
I'll slip right up to that.
one of the great bowlers in the game. Used to bowl in the Natick Monday League with a lot of us here. Duncan just picked up the 2 on the right. He's left for the 1, 3, 8. And just picks up the 8. An 8 box to start. It gives Nardone an early 12-pin lead in the first box. Mike's encouraging Duncan, reminding him that, hey, I threw a 7 box. You can catch up. Duncan on a 3-pin. He's having a loud conversation with himself.
Show me a pretty one here.
Going to, and now he's off to the 2-pin. Either side of the head pin, he's got 6 down, 4 to go. The 1, 8, 6, and 10 pins are still standing. Oh, and a great effort on that. It's unbelievable that head pin, which he kicked quite well over to the right side, didn't take out either of those pins. That's very frustrating when you're bowling like that because you make the shot and it just doesn't follow through. On the head pin this time, but a little too much.
That's what I was trying to remember you said it. And that was 8 Garmin.
He's got 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Spread eagle with a clipped wing. And he's going to get it. Come on.
Oh, wrap it hard. Wrap it.
He almost marked that. That was beautiful. And there's the 10. So Duncan is at 25 after 3. Nardone is at 59 after 3. Duncan, if he can mark out here, can put himself in a better spot. Needs 2 marks out. That's a good ball. And that's a hammer. Strike in the 4th. So what do you need to do?
Oh, there we go.
You should have felt that one. That was a pretty solid one. All right, he's going to try for a double. He's right in there. Come on.
Break it up! Are you kidding me?
He threw it perfectly, and he's left with the 5-7. Now he's yelling at the pins, which I don't blame him. I think I would be too. That was a strike ball.
Sit right there.
This is the difference between candle pin and 10 pin. In 10 pin, you hit that pocket, it's almost always going to go. In candle pin, most of the time it goes, but a lot of times it will, but frequently you'll get stuff like that. So a 9 fill in this spare, which is nice. It gives him 44 after 4. And a 10 box for a 54 half. He's throwing a good ball after he figured out where the head pin is. But he's up against a buzzsaw right now.
So Mike needs 48 for his high five, which he said earlier this season against Pete Ristitelli, 660 at Mohegan.
It was a good first ball with another ugly split. He's got the 7 and the 9 with some wood there. Maybe he can make a dance. He's going to try. No. I don't think the odds are very good on that one. And another 10 box for an 85 after 6 for Nardone. Three open boxes in a row for Mike. That's unusual. 3 marks, 3 open. Now let's see what he can do. In the pocket. Well, that's interesting. So he's got the 3 and the 1. Wood in the front, wood beside. It
could bounce. Let's
see. It could. It does. What a shot. That wood made it a little tricky. But he got it going. That's 95 in a ball after 7 boxes. And he picks up 4 in the fill, so 99 after 7 when we close out the box. And Nardone makes a great effort at the... don't waste it, that's for sure. He picks up 4 more for the 10 box and has a 9 box. So 108 after 8 for Mike Nardone.
Needs 15 on these two.
And there we go. We haven't seen me all night. What do we call that, Bob?
That is a castle leave in some people's parlance.
Yep. Hopefully more. Then I can have everybody swearing at me when they're bowling. So that's castle left. The 4, 5, 7.
Get your 2. Get your 2.
Very difficult shot to make. And he gets 2. He goes for 3. So that gives him 117 after 9 with 1 box to go.
He needs 6 for his high five.
Mike's been bowling a long time, and as of now, this is the best 5 he's ever bowled.
Congratulations. Finish it now. Finish it.
A new personal record for Mike Nardone. And a spare in the 10th for 127 plus a ball. Save this video, folks. This is a great match.
That's no 7-bit.
Now he's going for the fill. He's at 127 plus a ball.
During my match, fell down.
And he needs to clear out the gutter before he throws his fill ball here. And so on that first rack, one of the pins came was not in the rack, and then
Should I throw him one now? One of these days.
so we're waiting on a re-rack here so he can throw his fill ball. Here we go. One more ball for Mike Nardone in this match. 127 and a ball. This is his fill ball, third ball in the 10th box. And he picks up 4. And he closes out with a 131.
131.
And the tube itself seemed all right.
And Mike Nardone has thrown a 669.
Mike, that's your high? Yeah,
Yep.
69.
669 is personal high 5.
Mike, what's your high 3?
Nice. Good for you, brother.
What's your high 3?
427.
All right, you got a 412 here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Your first 3. All right, Duncan's up now for box 6 in the game 5. So he can do this with a 78 half, and he can win this string. That's what it's going to take. And so far he's chipped off both sides. He's left with a diamond in the center, get the 10 bucks, and then roll from there. He's got a shot.
So far.
Nice one, John. What was that? That was awesome.
And he has a 7 box, 61 after 6.
Here we go.
Yeah,
4 boxes.
never too late.
And Duncan on the first ball in box 7. He's on the 3 pin. He's left with the cleary left. 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. And he's on the 9 pin.
Come on. So what?
Obviously quite frustrated with this situation. Duncan's a very expressive bowler. He's got a lot of enthusiasm for this game. He's his first year in the ACST, and he's done okay. He's had some big games. I was fortunate enough to call his first match that he won. The very first time he bowled a match. Filled in for Aaron St. Cyr, who was injured. Couldn't complete the series, so when that happens and a bowler can't complete, if somebody else can come in, they take the record that the other person left and take it from there. He's on the head pin on the spare attempt. He had a 6 box in his 7th.
Get your pins.
And very frustrating because that looked like that was going to be a good ball to take all 3. He ends up with a 8 box, 75 after 8. On the 3 pin, takes out 7 pins. You're left with a 1, 6, 10. No wood to work. No wood to help. And he makes a shot for a spare.
Nice. There we go.
Shoots on the inside, did a great job. He's an 85 plus a ball in the 9th box. And he's on a 3 pin, gets a cleary right, 5 in the fill, 90 plus after 9. Needs all 5 pins here for a 100 game. There's 4 of them. Here we go. It's coming back, but going to go by. So Mike will win this and win total. Duncan has a 99 string, the only game below 100 we've seen here. And Duncan throws a very respectable 584. But he ran into the buzzsaw named Mike Nardone today, and Mike threw up a 669, his personal high 5, and gave us a remarkable show. With the lowest string Nardone threw was a 116. And Duncan has nothing to be ashamed of here. He threw a pretty good set. 584 is nothing to be ashamed of. So in point total, Mike Nardone will take 12, and Duncan MacDougall takes 2, and that will wrap up our show today. So thanks, Bob, for all the production.